Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Beatrice Hyppolite and this is your world. Hello everyone, welcome to Your World with Dr. Beatrice Hyppolite. Today we are going to talk about a subject that is very interesting, a subject that affects millions of people, but often misunderstood. And it's all about anxiety. For some, anxiety isn't just worrying. It can become so intense that it causes real physical symptoms. Sometimes it can even lead people to emergency room. And today, we have our guest who's brave enough to come and share her personal story. Welcome, Mimi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
It's a pleasure of having you.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Okay. So before we even dive into the subject, do you want to tell people who you are?
Sure.
A little bit about yourself.
Sure, no problem. Hi, my name is Ludny Jean-Alcime, but I go by Mimi. I am the second grandchild of former Sal Sime, who was an opera singer in the Haitian Christian community, and Fal Sime, who was also a known pastor and preacher. I have my master's in business administration with a focus of marketing and management. I do plan to go to law school and get a doctorate in business. I am praying on that next year. I am a Christian, a woman of God who walks by faith and not by sight. I do have a couple of health issues. I am a type 1 diabetic. They believe that I was born with it, but I was diagnosed at 10. And when I was in Haiti, I was born in Haiti, I was constantly sick, where my eyes would go backwards, and I'd go to the hospital, and the doctors were like, they don't know. But my grandmother checked my blood sugar one day, and it was extremely high. But I was in Haiti, so they just let it pass. But
How old you were at the time?
I was like 1 or 2.
Pretty
I was pretty young, so yeah, it was extremely high. I used to get sick so often in Haiti, but they couldn't do anything. When I came to America, I wasn't as bad, but when I was 10...
How old you were when you came to this country?
I was 3 turning 4.
Okay.
I was 3 turning 4, I was a month in before I came in August, and my birthday's in September, but between that time, I came from 3 to 10, I was perfectly fine.
Oh, your birthday is September. I didn't know that we had something in common.
Yeah, the 29th.
I'm a September girl too.
So once I turned 10, a month later, I started feeling sick. And when I went to I kept going to the doctor, and they was like, oh, it's nothing. They kept giving me medications, antibiotics, I was getting infections. And one day I got hospitalized, and right before I left, again, a nurse said, hey, check her blood sugar. And they checked my blood sugar, and the machine couldn't read it. And yeah, it was so high, the machine couldn't read it. So they brought it to the lab. And when they brought it to the lab, so the machine reads up to 600 back then. I don't know about now.
At the age of 10?
At the age of 10, my blood sugar was 889. 889. And the doctor said, they don't know how I'm alive, right? So then they put me in DKA, which is diabetes, ketone acidosis, because my body has too much acid. They put me on insulin. Over time, as a kid, not really taking care of myself, it started affecting my eyes. I also now have a stomach issue called gastroparesis, where food tastes like stomach paralysis, where food takes long to digest in my system. It's kind of hard sometimes. I am also anemic. It also affected my nerves. I have neuropathy. So there are a couple of medications I do take daily to control those symptoms. So yeah, I am a type 1 diabetic with many other complications. When I'm living my life, I always say I have diabetes. Diabetes doesn't have me. It's not going to be what kills me. God is going to be the one that takes me.
Mentioning that, so how did you manage during COVID? Because with all those pre-existing conditions, so Baba, I believe that he was tough on you.
COVID was very hard. So when I was first diagnosed with diabetes, I was going back and forth from the hospital because I didn't understand it, right? But then I started getting the hang of it when I got into high school. I was older, I was like 13, 14. I carried my medicine with pride. I was like, hey, I'm a diabetic. So people could know if something happened to me, somebody could go, oh, she's a diabetic, she was sick. So all my friends, my classmates, my school knew that I was sick, right? But when COVID hit, I remember April 1st, it was my mom's birthday. My mom's April 1st. And in the middle of the night, I wasn't feeling well. My aunt and uncle and my cousin was living with us, my two brothers and my parents. And I was in my room and I wasn't feeling well. I thought there was like this hunger feeling that I had. And so I went into the kitchen, grabbed an apple at like 2 a.m. and I threw up the apple. I was not feeling well. So then I went to urgent care. They said, oh, you probably have pneumonia. Kept going back and forth. That's when I was also diagnosed with gastroparesis. The COVID gave me gastroparesis. I was bedridden for like 3 weeks, felt better, got sick again. Overall, I got COVID 4 times and it was bad. I lost so much weight. I was 150 pre-COVID. After COVID, I became 110 to 100 pounds. And I couldn't function. Like my brain, I feel like I was always anxious. I was always like very nervous. I grew social anxiety where I didn't want to go out because I was scared if I go out, I'll get sick. And sometimes it would happen. I'd go out to church events, events, networking things, and the next day I'm hospitalized or I'm not feeling well. So it gave me anxiety of going out and interacting with people. I stayed home, didn't do anything, was very depressed. COVID was really, really like bad. It took a toll on me physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I did not go to church, didn't work. School was online. I was always throwing up. I was always sick. So yeah, COVID was...
No, I can only imagine because you have a lot of pre-existing conditions. And so it was scary for many people with pre-existing condition for them not to catch COVID because, the minute that, if you were diabetic, have blood pressure or any medical condition, so it's like you could lose easily a family member, a friend, or whomever. So I'm pretty sure it was a major concern on your parents and your entire family.
It was, because we lost a lot of church friends, a lot of people. My parents are very strong in their church, and they lost a lot of people. I lost a lot of people that I also know. But the worst part was I saw people die in front of me. I went to NYU, I went to Methodist, I went to Brooklyn Hospital, and I went to Mount Sinai, all those trying to seek help. And they put me in Methodist, they put me in the room with other people.
You went to those hospitals because you were sick?
Because I was so sick, yeah. And I saw a man come in with the police, and he was handcuffed. And a few hours later, he died at my ankle, right by my feet. And then I saw another 16-year-old. They had put me in the pediatric section. And every time you heard cold blue, you thought it was you. So every time I heard cold blue, I'm like, am I dying? So her and I were talking about life and everything. And they said cold blue, and she died. I was just talking to her 10 minutes before. So I've witnessed people actually die in front of me in the hospital.
How did that make you feel?
It made me scared, because every time I heard a sound, I thought it was me. I thought I was the one dying when the doctors was like, we can't do anything. And also the scary part was, I think the president of Methodist at the time committed suicide. So hearing that too, because the pressure was so hard for her, was very scary. So I was like, Lord, let this not be my story. Like, this is not how I want to go. So I was very anxious about even going to the doctor, going anywhere. I wanted to stay in my own bubble. Like, I did not talk to anybody. I didn't want to talk to my family because I was just like, it's too much.
We want to know more about that. But before I even come up with any questions that I have on paper for you, how are you doing? How are you feeling? I know you look beautiful. Now, you look amazing.
Thank
but
you.
How physically, how do you feel? And mentally?
Honestly, since we're going to be honest and transparent, it's still hard. During COVID and now, I've been hospitalized 96 times. In general, in 2024, I was hospitalized alone 24 times. And there's only 12 months in the year. So it takes a toll on me, right?
Definitely,
work,
it will.
School, friendships, my spiritual. Sometimes I go into moments where I'm like, God, why me? What did I do to deserve this? Am I not good enough for your grace? It takes mental toll. Sometimes I feel like I have to carry it alone because people don't understand where I'm coming from, or sometimes I won't even want to share because I feel like I'm a burden. And that's just the medical side. Dealing with other things too, dealing with school, relationships, friendships, having to maneuver like, hey, like when I'm dating, like say, hey, I have anxiety. That's something you have to mention, because my anxiety is not only like oh my God, I'm nervous. No, it's like so, it's very
clinically.
bad. Yes, to a point where you can see, like even like with my hand, like I can't keep it straight. It has to close. If I try to keep it straight, it's like my mind has to tell me, hey, keep it straight. And even then, it still wants to fight, you know? So I'm always anxious. Before I leave the house, I have to talk to myself, hey, Mimi, you're about to go out. You're okay. You're gonna be okay. Like, don't worry. I got you, Mimi. Like, Mimi got Mimi. So that's things I've had to apply to actually, but it's been hard, and people don't see it because people always see I'm the dressed up girl. I'm always in heels. My hair is always done. My nails always done. But deep down, I fight it. Like, you know.
Were you clinically got diagnosed with anxiety?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
I was clinically, and they gave me anxiety medication. I fight taking it, but it's become so bad that I do take it now. And sometimes it still doesn't help, because sometimes when the anxiety and the burden of life gets so hard, especially with my health, that that is just too much. Like I just cry, or I just feel like an overwhelming feeling, or I'm sad for no reason. And people don't even realize it because I keep a smile, but when I get home, I'm like in tears, or I will break down randomly at the gym or wherever I'm at work or at school, and like I have to be in a corner, or I get overwhelmed with people's presence where I'm just like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I stay in my room. My parents are like, Mimi, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And I'm just laying, staring into space. So I'm okay. I'm going to be okay, but it's still hard. It's an everyday decision. It's an everyday process of like, hey, and it's about being transparent.
And you have a strong support system.
I do. With my family and my friends, they're very aware of like my health. They know what to do if something happens. They understand the symptoms of anxiety for me, of when I get anxious and I'm nauseous, when I'm anxious and I can't think, because I'm a fast thinker. Like I can get myself out of any situation, communicate, think about something I don't even understand within seconds. But when they start to realize I start to zone out, I can't focus, I can't concentrate, they pull me aside and they're like, let's breathe. Let's do breathing exercises. Or once I text like my mentors and say, hey, I need a hug, they'll call me instantly right away. And they're like, okay, breathe in, breathe out, you know? So a very supportive family. They're not passive. Like they understand, but they don't let me wallow. They don't let me sit in my pity pool. They're like, you gotta get up. Gotta get up. Come on, let's go outside, get some fresh air. Let's go somewhere. Let's do something. Like, get up, Mimi. Like, if you have anxiety about this, because anxiety is emotions you can't control. Like, you can't control something. Hey, you're anxious about school? Come on, Mimi. We're gonna go start looking at schools. If you're anxious about something else, we're gonna do it. Come on, we're gonna work together. So my friends are very supportive. Like, and my family are right behind me. Like, I had a panic attack earlier too about searching for a job, looking for a job. I do work for myself, but looking for, like, trying to leave that and actually find a job, it's been hard. After I graduated, I was like, I have my master's, and sometimes I'm overly qualified or underqualified. And I had a panic attack, and I was like, after I put my makeup on, and I was like, okay, you can't cry your makeup off. And I had to text my sister, and I texted her, I was like, hey, this is how I'm feeling, I'm overwhelmed. And she literally called me, and she was like, okay, we're gonna breathe together, we're gonna pray, we're gonna do this together. And like, she helped me, because she calmed me down, and she made sure that I was okay. When on my way here, she called me, she texted me, she goes, I love you, I got you, don't put too much pressure on yourself, you don't gotta be perfect, you're okay. And they always tell me, don't say you're going to be.
Yeah, you don't need to be perfect.
Yeah, and they always say, like, I've learned to tell myself not to say I'm going to be okay, but to say I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I know we are still at the beginning of the show. What you want the viewers to get from this?
I want people to know that anxiety, people have it, and people are ashamed of it. People don't want to talk about it. And I believe the best way, I'm not saying to claim it, not to say anxiety is going to have me forever, but you have to shine a light on what you have. The best way you can get healed is to diagnose yourself. Or to get diagnosed. So saying, hey, I have anxiety, these are my symptoms, it's bad. Now you can work towards it to be better. If it's either clinical, medical, spiritual, emotional, whatever you need, the support, therapy, you can. But if you don't admit it, if you don't shine the light on the dark of the darkness, then you're gonna be in the darkness forever. So it's okay to talk about your anxiety. People are gonna judge you. It's the world. But if you find the right circle, they're gonna support you. So I want people to know that it's okay to talk about your anxiety. It's okay to be open and honest about it, because that's what got me through.
And there is always going to be help
There's
available.
always going to be help. If you're not going to get it from your friends and your family, you're going to get it from outsiders. You're going to get it from a therapist. You're going to find mentors. Go to church. Like, you're going to find spiritual mentors. Go to a school. You're going to find counselors. You're going to find somebody who has your back. But you have to be willing to take that first step to say, oh, okay, I've been feeling this. I need to get this checked out. I have this. These are my symptoms. So you can see it, and then what's next? How do we move from it? How do we get better? Because you can have anxiety, but then there's ways to work around it. There's ways to do it. I examine
always
myself.
Gonna be a way to walk around it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So that's what I want to tell everybody.
Thank you so much for doing this. Oh, girl, you've been through a lot. My next question: when did you realize your anxiety was more than ordinary issues?
When it was bringing me to the hospital and the doctors said, there's nothing we can do for you. Like, we've exhausted every medication we put you on. Medication to put you to sleep, medication to get you not feeling anything. I was on Oxy, Perk, Haldol, Reglan, you name it. I was on all those, from Methodist to going back from Methodist to Kings County. They said the same thing. So I was getting panic attacks in the hospital where they thought it was seizures, because I also do seize, right? So when they would do a test, they're like, she didn't have a seizure. She had a panic attack. And it would be constant. Like, I would have it and I would stop. And I would, like, my whole body would freeze up. My teeth would start to grind. And I'm like shaking. And everybody has to run and like stop me and hold, because like, don't hold your breath, you know? So I just thought that was because when I was in the hospital. But I believe a couple of years ago, I'm scared of cats. So I'm petrified of cats. But I don't get anxiety. I don't get panic attacks from cats. Like, when I see them, I would just run. There was once that the cat was in the store. And I literally ran outside the street and I was panicking. Like, I couldn't breathe. Like, it was a heart attack. The cat was far. And that's when I was like, no, like, little fears are coming to life. Like, I'm having these attacks randomly, or sometimes I would be focused. Like, my panic attacks could just be calm, where I'm focusing, I'm looking at you, you're talking, and I'm panicking, like, inside, internally. You don't even realize that I'm panicking inside. So that's when I started to realize that it was not just normal. It was not normal fears. It was just that it was this, and it was also this January where my grandmother passed. Going to the hospital all the time. I was like, no, the doctors, it's medical, it's my gastroparesis, it's me throwing up, and etc. My grandmother passed, and she was the closest thing to me, right? She was like because we had so much like health conditions. She used to make a statement. I'm gonna say it in Creole, but I'm gonna translate it. She was like, "Mimi, you get to maladie." And she say, you have every sickness that I have, everything that everything. It's like, you're just a little mini me, you know? And I was like, no, Grandma, that's not true. So when she passed, like, we saw her pass, I went to the funeral home with my parents to see, to talk about funeral stuff with the person who's handling everything. And they're a close friend of my dad's. So we're sitting in the room talking, and it's when the son pulls out the death certificate. And it says a death certificate of my Viola Jean-Alcime. And all of a sudden, I felt it rising and rising. And I ran to the bathroom and I started throwing up. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I couldn't eat. So I was like, oh my goodness, is it like gastroparesis? My parents bought me breakfast, threw it up. I went to the nail salon with my mom. They couldn't even finish my nails because I kept throwing up. So finally, I went home. I was supposed to go to work. I didn't go to work. I went home. I called my spiritual mom, my mentor, and she tried to calm me down. I fell asleep. And then I woke up still feeling sick. So they brought me to the hospital. They held me for like 2-3 days. And my uncle came to get me, and the doctor was like, she has anxiety. This is anxiety. This is not anything else. She's not having a flare-up. Her stomach is fine. We did all the tests. We're giving her all these medications. She's young. These things are going to kill her. We can't. And the nurse said, if we keep her here, I promise you, if we keep her here, the doctors are going to feed her with so much medication, she's going to die. She's going to go right after her grandmother. So my uncle took me home. I didn't even go to my grandmother's funeral. That's how sick I was. I didn't go to, until this day, I don't believe she died because of the fact that I didn't see it. So I got home, and it's only till like her funeral was Martin Luther King Jr. Day, the weekend, the Sunday and the Monday. I didn't feel better until that Thursday. And it was me talking to myself, Mimi, grandma's okay. Like, she's in a better place. Like, you gotta get up. Like, she wouldn't want this for you. And I had to talk myself, and people were still in the house. So that made me anxious even more, because I don't like when people see me sick. So I had my cousins, my uncles, friends coming over, and it was over. And I understand the love, but it became so much because people were seeing me at my most vulnerable stage, and I didn't like that. Like, I like people seeing me presented, like not at my vulnerable stage. So my sister would always have to kick them out. Like, no, she doesn't want people in here. So that's when I actually finally got up, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, yeah, we always knew it was anxiety. You just never wanted to admit it. And you kept saying it was flare-ups. Sometimes it was not flare-ups. Sometimes it was you having an attack. You about to go on a trip, you get anxious. You about to take a test, you get anxious. You're about to go speak somewhere, you get anxious. And it becomes so bad that it looks like a flare. It looks like a flare-up. It looks like DKA. It looks like your blood sugar spikes, not because you're eating wrong, but because of your emotions, and it's your hormones. Remember, diabetes is your hormones. My pancreas doesn't work, so it's all hormonal. So I literally but like, you have to go on meds. If you don't go on meds, you're not going to survive. You're not going to survive, because even with the coping mechanisms that you're trying, they're small. They're comparing to your anxiety levels, they're strong. Maybe you panic for the smallest things, and the worst thing is you hide it very well. Where people think you're a functional depressant, like you function while you're depressed, you function while you're anxious, and people don't see it, but inside it's killing you. And just like they say, gas can kill you, diabetes can kill you, your anxiety will kill you. And I used to be suicidal as a kid, so they're like, they understand. I used to be suicidal. I was anorexic. I went through all those phases of dealing with all these things, and I had to take medication for a time, or I had to learn coping mechanisms and therapy. But they're like, this anxiety is gonna take over your life. You're an adult. You wanna do so many things. You're in politics, you're in government. People love you. Like, you're connected with people like this. You don't wanna go before your time. So you should take it. So that's when I realized I had it. I knew I had it for a while, since COVID, but I finally admitted it after I realized, okay, I couldn't do anything about my grandmother passing.
Will you describe that as the worst one you ever experienced?
Yeah, my grandmother passing was my worst. I couldn't function. I couldn't think. I was awake for 2 minutes and I would go back to sleep. They were giving me medication. I literally was drinking NyQuil to go to sleep.
But if I were to add that question in connection to the answer you just gave me, what was going on in your mind at that time?
She's not gone. There's no way she's gone. That's not true. Death is not a thing. Like, she's not gone. Like, where is she? Like, why can't I talk to her? Why can't I call her? And I would go back and listen to...
But were you also scared, the fact that, at one point in her life, she said that, hey, you have all the diseases that I have, you have them too.
Yeah.
And seeing her, like in that condition, the thought of you being the next.
That was definitely, my uncle was as sick, my dad's brother. So that was a thing too. And I was like, oh my goodness, like, my Uncle Simon, is he gonna be next? Like, my grandfather passed in 2019. I was like, okay, when I saw her pass, now reality hit. Like, my uncle was very sick. My dad was starting to get like stomach issues. So every time somebody says, oh, I'm not feeling well, in my head, I'm like, okay, are you next? So that was the thing for me. So I thought I was next. And then the worst part is, once I started feeling better, I had a breast cancer scare.
Yeah.
So like right after, like a week later, under my left breast.
It was one thing after the other.
It was. My grandmother passed, my aunt passed, and I got a breast cancer scare. So it was like my mom's friend who lives with us, I call her auntie, so she passed right after. And she was also sick, and I used to take care of her. So I'm just like, and they're all diabetics. We're all diabetics. I'm like, okay, am I next, Lord? And this breast cancer scare was so bad. It became like I couldn't go out. I was bleeding. They told me to put dressing on it and change it every 6 hours. I was changing it every hour. or even less, because it was leaking so bad. And it was just like a small blackhead that got infected. I don't even know how, infected randomly. That grew and grew and grew. And then I had to do a biopsy that got infected also. So for months, and the doctor, once they found out it was benign, they was just like, I don't know the God you serve, but this is grace, because once we see things like this, it's never not cancer. This is why we thought it was cancer for you. And it was bad, because I got it in February. I didn't start feeling better until May, because I couldn't like function, because it hurt so. It was burning, it was tingling. It was all
was this year?
That was this year, right after my grandmother passed, February to May. Yeah. Like a lot of my clothes, like even now washing some of the clothes, I have to get new ones because the blood stain is still on there and all that stuff because of that.
Wow.
Yeah. So that gave me anxiety too, because I was like, I told like my mentor, I said, if it's breast cancer, I'm not going to chemo. Let it take me. Let it kill me. I will be in my bed. I will do whatever I need to do while I have it. I'm not going to chemo. I refuse to be sick. I refuse to go through all of this while I'm sick on top of that. So I was like, just let it take me. I don't mind. I was like, if that's how God wants to take me, I will die on this bed. I refuse to take chemo. I was not going to take it. I was not going to take any medications for it.
When you came to that conclusion, it's because you have seen people, who dealt with chemo prior, or did you have any experience,
My best friend's aunt had it, and I know I saw it, but I've seen, and I follow this influencer who had it, and thank God she doesn't have it anymore. But I saw what it did to people who didn't have other conditions, people who it was just breast cancer, not to belittle just breast cancer, but with what I'm going through already, I already have I don't drink from aluminum cups, because I already have the metal taste in my mouth. I'm always chewing on a Mentos or a mint because my tongue gets dry. Like I already experienced certain side effects that are small, but they're annoying. So imagine now with like hair loss and not having energy. I'm not having a life. I'm only 28, So I was just like, Lord, I have anxiety. I have X, Y, and Z. If this is what you allow me to have, and it's breast cancer, you can take me.
You were ready?
Yeah, I was ready. I was like, you can take me. And it wasn't as in the sense of suicidal, I'm tired of life. It was more of a fear of like, I don't want to go through this. If I'm already dealing with anxiety with the stuff I have now, imagine what I would have to deal with things, with having breast cancer. So I was like, just take me. I pleaded with God. I said, God, I pray that it's benign. If it's not benign, take me 2 days after they tell me it's cancer. Take me. My parents will be okay. I was like, everybody will be okay without me being here, but I wouldn't be okay with me being here with cancer.
And what the feelings were when the outcome came out to be?
It was a relief.
Otherwise,
it was like a whew. Finally something good. That was the first breakthrough I had this year. I felt like there was so much going on between January and May, back to back to back to back. So I was just like, finally something good. And till this day, I still feel the pain sometimes. And they even say it might be HS, where I get and going back to my grandmother, they believe she had HS because she would get bruises and splinters and all over her body. And I just get bruises randomly, random places. I'll wake up with scratches. I'll wake up with a cyst right here that just grew out of nowhere and just started hurting, and all that stuff. So I was like,
and it will disappear on its own?
It would just disappear, or it would just stay like a bruise, or people were just like, what is this? You didn't have this yesterday, or this morning. And I'm just like, I don't know. And it would hurt so bad. And then 4 or 5 days later, it's gone. So I'm just like, Lord, and this is after my grandmother passed. I'm like, am I really getting everything she gets? And am I going to be in a nursing home? Is this going to be my outcome? Is this how I'm going to pass away? And my grandmother suffered. She was in hospice for about a week or two, and she suffered. She would breathe in, hold her breath, and we would be like, grandma, 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 and breathe out. And we don't know if she was in pain or not, but she looked like she was suffering. The lady that would get up and sing and people will applaud is not the woman that we saw at the end. And the day before she died, we had everybody who she loved, over 100 people.
She passed away at what age?
73, 74. But if you look at her, you would have thought she was older towards the end, because that's how bad it was for her. So that also gives me anxiety of is this my story? And what helps me is I go to the gym. Like, I try to eat healthier now because I don't want to be that. I don't want that to be my story. I don't want to end up like, if I'm going to end up like that, I'm going to go say it again. Lord, take me before I get there.
But you know what? I love the way you said, I don't want that to be my story.
Yeah.
And you are walking toward it.
Yeah.
You're not staying in the bed. You're not staying in a dark place. So look at you. If I were to see you outside, looking that amazing,
Thank you.
the thought of you being sick will never cross my mind. So you are doing it.
Thank you.
So you said it, but you're also taking action.
Yeah.
And for everybody who are watching and listening, that's what I want them to get from it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like I was telling somebody earlier, you never know what somebody is going through.
Yeah.
You never know.
Never.
Who will have thought that you have gone through that much?
Yeah.
Girl, you have to give yourself a pat on your shoulder every single minute. Because, hey, I know, you were able to make it this far because God was with you in every step of the way.
Yeah.
But your strength, your courage, your energy, your determination, they all contributed to that as well. Yeah. And so I'll continue to keep you in my prayer.
Thank you.
Because you know that our God,
yeah,
He never fails.
For sure.
My next question, how does anxiety affect your body physically?
Okay.
Despite all the other conditions that you were already dealing with.
It makes me nauseous, very much so. It makes my stomach hurt and I get spasms. I get spasms like when my hands and feet become one and also my stomach. It gives me headaches. I start to tremble. So there are signs, like, where there are days where I'm like, I wake up and I'm like, I'm so nauseous. Like, where is this coming from? I didn't do anything the day before to cause this. So yeah, so I think the main thing is being nauseous and having a headache where they correlate. Like they always say your stomach and your head correlate. So when you have, sometimes your headache can cause your stomach, and your stomach can cause your headaches. So yeah, and it also affects my cycle. Like where last July, I was sick 4th of July weekend. I had plans and I was bedridden. Couldn't move because I was so nauseous. And it wasn't like nauseous to go to the hospital, but it was like, oh my goodness, like it felt like morning sickness. That's what I had, like, throughout the day. And I didn't go anywhere, but I also thought it was my period coming because I have bad periods. But I spotted the whole month of July. My cycle didn't fully come. And it was only like after I pee, if I wiped, I would see that I had my period. But it never flows. So anxiety will give me that. It'll give me a pimple. It'll give me a zit. I don't break out often. But when I'm very, very anxious, I have a zit. I break out in hives. So I had the whole month of July, I was like this. Like I was breaking out in hives because I was so anxious. And I realized how bad my anxiety was. So I'm in the process of writing a book, right, called Tea Time, Sacred Sips. It's tea time with God, technically having hard conversations with God that we don't have, but like a devotional. Like, God, this is what I'm going through, and then God pouring back into you, like, okay, I understand. This is how we're gonna move on, right? So when I was gonna do my book signing, I didn't finish it. I had planned to finish it, and I was gonna do a book signing in October of last year. Just the process of planning it, I was breaking out in hives. I was getting fevers on my arms and hot and all that stuff. Once I said, okay, the anxiety is too much, I'm not doing this right now, I felt better. That was another sign that showed that I had anxiety.
So when you start on, planning it and the anxiety came in, so what were the other thoughts that came before the anxiety actually, took over?
Would my book signing be good? I got overly processed things. So I was like, okay, I have to make sure I do this and do this and do this during the book signing. I had to plan everything to the minute, to the second. Like, okay, at 2:12, everybody's gonna be here. At 2:15, everybody's gonna be there. Like, I was really planning it to the point that I was like, okay, what if it doesn't go my way? What if people don't like the book? And what if I'm too transparent in the book? Would it hurt people's feelings? I'm not going to use people's names, but there are stories in there about because it was things that I went through that I'm bringing to God. So I am going to talk about relationship hurt. And family hurt and
But
church
do you
hurt.
know they were all just your opinions, your thoughts? They were not real.
No, that's
And not all the things that you were thinking.
yeah, they weren't
You know,
real.
what about if people don't like the book? So
Yeah.
what about if people don't show up? What about, so you will not know until
Till
it
it happens.
actually happens.
Yeah, I realize a fault that I have is I can tell myself something, I can make up a whole story in my head for myself, and I'll believe it. I'll make sure that I know, to the point where I'll believe it, and I'll make sure somebody believes it. Like I have to believe it first, and then if I want to sell it to somebody, that's marketing, right? That's what they taught. But I take it into my personal life, where it's like, oh my goodness, I believe it. I could tell you the sky is purple, and I'm like, you need the sky is purple, the sky is purple, and I will believe it. And you can look at the sky and see it's blue, but I will convince you that it's purple to the point where you'll think it's actually purple. And that's a fault that I have within me. So I will be like, it's not gonna be good. No one's gonna like it. No one's gonna read the story. It's gonna offend people and all that stuff. To the point where not even before it happens, when I see the person, I'll shake because I'm like, oh my goodness, they probably read the book already, but the book is not even out. So that's how I realize how bad, like sometimes my own thoughts brings that anxiety. Like, because I'm just like, I create stories in my mind because I'm so nervous. Like, I don't know.
It's self-awareness right there. Because you know that you create those thoughts in your head.
Yeah.
So you are aware of that.
Yeah.
So have you ever tried to work around that thought, to say, you know what, hey, it's not helping me?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how to.
Have you ever brought that to your therapist's attention?
I've brought it to my therapist's attention, and she tells me to write down what's true and what's not. To write down what's going on really in the moment and what I'm thinking, right? And she makes me do that. And sometimes
because when you're gonna get to a point where you have to compare them.
Yeah.
And that's where you're gonna pull what's the real truth is about.
And my spiritual mom makes me do that too in our sessions, because I have therapy sessions once a week and a session with my spiritual mom once a week, where she makes me write what's true about me, what's not, what do I believe about myself, and write down where it's connected from. So like if I believe like, hey, I'm not pretty enough, is it connected from family trauma? Or is it connected from relationships? Is it connected from abandonment? So that so therapy and just counseling sessions is allowing me to see where these things are coming from. What are my triggers, right? Just seeing like, I tell this story all the time. I have a male friend who's dark skinned and tall, and he has this habit of going like this to me. Like, just like, like joking. And one day we're sitting in the car in front of my building, I'm having a conversation. I said something, and he goes, Mimi, stop. And I jump. And he's like, what is wrong with you? And then a few minutes later, he does it again. I jump. He goes, what is wrong with you? Like, what is that? Where's this coming from? Because I have a light-skinned friend who does it too, and I don't jump. But it reminds me of my dad. Like, my dad was like strict, and he would be like, Mimi. And I'm like, so
that authoritative figure pop up in that essence.
Realizing tone, like when somebody's tone gets high, like if you're criticizing me, I'm fine. But once your tone gets to a level, or your way you speak, I'm like, I jump, or I walk away because I don't, and that stems from family, So I'm starting to realize that confrontation is hard for me because we don't confront each other in family. We would argue, and then 2 days later we talk like nothing happened and suppress it, even if it hurts you still. So I'm realizing, and that's me writing my thoughts daily, and I think that's what helps me. Where the Bible talks about examine yourself, right, to see if you're in the Lord. I take that personal. So I write, okay, today I was with Dr. Beatrice. How did I feel? I felt calm. I was nervous. Oh, I lied when I was with her. Why do I have to lie when I'm with her? Because I want to please her. Like, I write those things down in my journal in detail of who I was with, how long I was with. Like, I'm always checking the time. Like, okay, I was with this person for 2 hours. This is how I felt in the beginning. This is how I calmed down. When they touch me, did I jump? When they touch me, did I feel calm? When they touch me, did I not care? Right? My best friend, she always has a habit of, because she does my hair, she always has a habit of like playing with my hair every time she sees me. Or like she'll be like, okay, you gotta fix this. Like, because she did it, it's her work. I'm comfortable with that because that's my sister. We grew up together. But I have people who try to touch my hair and I'm like, don't touch me, because it's a trigger. Like, I don't know where that stems from. It could be from childhood. I don't know. So I try to examine of who makes me feel away, what happens, why. Is it a me thing in general, or is it a personal thing with the person? Or is it like a skin color thing that reminds me of somebody, or a height or a weight thing? So I try to examine myself to see where these fake thoughts come from, Or why do I feel worthless? Or why do I feel like an anxiety is coming? And before it even comes on, like, okay, Mimi, you're feeling this way, you gotta calm down. You're gonna be fine. You're okay. Imagine, I'm a daredevil. Like, I'll jump out of a plane. I'll do all of that. So if you were shocked with somebody who has anxiety, like, I don't mind that. But that's when I feel free, when I'm doing something different, right? Because I'm like, oh, I'm free. Like, cool, okay. But I have to examine myself daily and write down what's true and what's not. Does it work? It does, and I'm better than where I was, but I still feel like there's still a major place for growth of where I want to be, where I'm not making up these stories.
When you write down what is true and what is not, so do you sometimes go back to what you put down in writing?
Yeah.
And address?
Yes. So yeah, I always do. When I'm in the moment, I'll write down, like, I'll have my phone, I'll write true and false, and then when I do feel better after the panic attack, I'll be like, okay, this is why I had the panic attack. Because I may not be thinking about it, but I'm like my front thoughts are not that, but my subconscious thoughts or whatever I wrote down. So I go back and I'm like, wow, this is how I felt. This is what I was really going through. I thought I was thinking about my worth, or I was thinking about this person not liking me, or I was thinking about the past. This is why I felt like that. So now what are we going to do about it? Are we going to address the person, or are we going to pray on it, or are we going to, whatever it is, what do you have to do to make sure that you don't feel this way anymore? Or sometimes I like to test the temperature of the room. Like, I always like to be early somewhere so I can read the room and see how it feels, right? So I can know what Mimi is going to show up. Not to say that it's a fake Mimi, but it's like, is it going to be...
You want to test your level of comfortability.
Yeah, so I always do that. And sometimes, like, after, I just try to get a workout in. I feel like the gym, my house, and my adoptive/spiritual family's house are my 3 places of comfort. That's a place I feel like I'm rested. Like, that's a place that I feel like I could be myself. The gym, I take out the anger and the stress on the workouts. At home, I stay in my room, and then with my spiritual parents, I talk to my spiritual parents. So that's what I do.
Okay, so you went to there, how many times you were hospitalized, and what did the doctor said and everything. So when was the last time that you were hospitalized?
April.
When you were
This April.
With the breast cancer thing?
It wasn't for the breast. It was like in the middle of the breast cancer thing fading, but it was for, I just got a panic attack randomly, and it became so real. I went to a friend's party the Saturday. We were fine. And the Sunday I woke up, I was ready to go to church. I couldn't get up. And I just started panicking, started throwing up, started not feeling well. So I went, they saw me, they're like, oh, it's her anxiety cycle again. And they held me for like 4 or 5 days. Yeah, 4 or 5 days. And then they sent me, once I calmed down, and I caught a couple of panic attacks, and they had to put like cushions on the bed to make sure I don't hurt myself. Like, when I'm like moving with the panic attacks. Yeah.
How does anxiety, kind of affect your relationships with family, friends, and even personal life?
So I always say, I don't call somebody a friend until they understand my health. And
it's a good approach.
Yeah, because you don't have to accept my health. You don't have to be next to me. You don't.
And I don't need to be your friend either.
Yes, I'm okay with that. I'm not offended by it. But if something happens to me, how are you gonna know? And also, that's a part of my anxiety, right? Like, if I'm not comfortable with you, I'm gonna be anxious around you. If I have to lie to you all the time, I'm gonna be anxious around you. If I gotta be perfect and I can't be my clumsy, giddy self, I'm going to be anxious around you, and I don't want that, right? So I always make sure that my surroundings, I protect my peace. I just like, I call it, when they said COVID, you had social distancing, I call it that too. Like, social distancing, like the proximity, I measure that. Like, not everybody I see and talk to are allowed to be in my personal space, in my room, in my house, none of that. And even in my spiritual and mental space, right? I'll pray for you. I always say God bless you to everybody before I leave, because that's the automatic prayer. But to keep you close to me, I had a best friend for 24 years. We stopped talking. If I can stop talking to a best friend for 24 years because at some point anxiety was getting high, I could cut anybody off. Then that's how I feel. No offense to anybody. So that, my friendship and my family, if you're not treating me how my parents are, my parents will be at the side of my bed tired. My mom will work a double, and she will 16 hours and she'll still be there. I will be mad at her because her and I will fight in the hospital, but she's still there. My dad will be there in pain, not sleeping, not eating, making sure I'm okay, asking the doctors, what is that? What is this doing? I'm not saying every friend has to do that, but every friend has to.
Because your parents are fulfilling their parent obligations towards you.
Right. But my friends, I would want you to know, hey, Mimi's nauseous. Something's wrong. Mimi, all my friends could pick up on my face. I could say I'm okay, and they're like, no, she's sad. Like, she's lying. She's hiding it. I could like, I'm okay. Like, no, she's purple. She's turning sick. She's about to be sick. All my friends know when I'm about to be sick. They look at me, they're like, Mimi, sit down. And then the next day, I found out I'm hospitalized because they knew, they understand. They could tell my lips turn. I turn purple. As light-skinned as I am, I turn purple. So my dad can always read that. And relationships, like people, I have a, somebody I call godmother. And she had once told me, she was just like, when you're, like, don't tell people about your health. I was just like, why? She goes, because somebody you dated, their mom said, you were a great woman. But she didn't want you for her son because of your health. You'll be a burden to him. Mind you, he never said that because he was okay with it. So at some point, that gave me anxiety to date. I was like, oh, I'm going to be a burden. Like, I don't want that. Like with my parents, they had kind of no choice because I was here. But with my friends, I started getting sick after they became my friends, most of them. But with a partner, you decide to be with me while I'm sick, right? So I make sure that I always say, hey, I'm a diabetic. I get car sick, I'm this and that. This is what it's from day one. I don't go into personal like details like I am now, but I acknowledge it because, like I said, you gotta bring it to the light. And if you want to stay, you can stay.
That's a choice.
Yeah, there was once I went on a date and for some reason I was okay, and then when I was on my way home, I started feeling sick. But this time was an actual medical thing. I was actually feeling sick, and I was like, "Can you open the car door? I'm about to throw up." And he's like, "No, you can wait. It's only 50 minutes from home." I said, I can't hold this vomit. I was like, open the car door and stop. He refused. So I threw up all over myself, like it just came out. And he kicked me out the car. I had to call my adopted brother to come get me. I was in Queens and I live in Brooklyn and I don't drive. So he had to come, like my adopted, and you see the type of friends I have. If I call any of my friends who have a car, they'll come get me or get me an Uber or send me to, or be like, okay, let's call 911. Like they'll figure it out with me. So that's the same thing. That's the same standard I have for my partner, for whoever I date. Like, hey, I have this issue. Hey, even my trainer knows, like, hey, this is what I have. Like if I get sick, this is my limit. Like he pushes me to beyond my limit. But when he sees that I'm getting sick, he's like, nah, we can't do that. Like you're getting sick, we're gonna calm down. So everybody around me, from co-workers to classmates that I'm close to professors and etc., that's always what I put. Hey, this is me. This is what I go through because my anxiety is so physical. I'm a diabetic. These are the two things you need to know. I'm a type 1 diabetic. 3, I have seizures and I have anxiety. That's physical. And I always lay it out. That's the 3 things that you guys need to know. And then when you're close to me, this is how you do it. I used to have a pump on that I have to put back on, but I'm like, this is how you work the pump. If I'm purple, this is how you give me insulin. And the base amount of units is 5. This is what you do to give me the 5. If my blood sugar is low and I'm responsive, get me juice, get me food. If I'm not responsive, I have a shot of sugar in my bag. Just put water in the sugar needle and inject me. So I always vocalize those things because those things matter. Because now if something happens to me,
and you kind of prep them too.
Yeah, to make sure that they're okay. So I'm grateful that I have a strong support system and I refuse to weaken it. So I always make sure that everybody else who's coming in now are willing to be there for me because this is part of me.
Yeah.
And
so I'm not gonna be a burden to you, but if you wanna be part of my life, you have to embrace me just the way I am.
You gotta understand that.
Yeah. No, so it's like it's either you wanna be in it or you stay out.
Away. Yeah, we could be high. That's it.
Yeah. So because at the end of the day, so whatever that you are dealing, they already did.
Yeah.
And you didn't go and buy them anywhere.
No.
Life have kind of like, throw them your way.
Yeah.
And you just have to deal with them. So that's a good approach.
Yeah.
To kind of let everybody know, hey, this is the game.
Yeah.
If you want to be part of it, this is what you have to do.
Yeah.
So You said that you earned your master degree, so I assume that it was throughout all of this.
Yeah.
So how was it for you?
It was hard. I got my bachelor's in 2022, but they gave it to me in 2023, where I had to, I was at York, and York College.
Girl, we have too many things in common. So September girl, now York College. That's where I got my undergrad too.
Oh, I didn't get mine there, but I went there. So when I got there, and I was so sick, they refused to put me on what's disability. So I was failing because I was missing classes and stuff like that. So at some point, they're like, oh, you have to leave. So they kicked me out of York. I was devastated. So my dad was like, try Toro. Toro Toro College at the time. So I went to Toro. I started, it was 2020, beginning of 2020. And literally COVID hit and everything became remote. So I had professors who understood. So they were always there for me. I would be in the hospital throwing up on my laptop. All of that blood on my laptop. So for my bachelor's, it was hard. I finished, and the thing is with Toro, what I liked was even when everything became back in person, they were still offering remote classes. So I was able to finish everything remote. And then when I graduated, I entered.
They were still offering remote classes to everyone?
For everybody. Okay. For everybody, if you wanted to stay remote and stuff, you could pick the remote. They were small because sometimes they would deny, because you come in, but for me, they allowed me to take all remote, which actually helped me. And then I got my master's. I was supposed to do it. I did an extra year because 2024 was very hard. 2023 was hard, 2024 was hard. 2025 was also hard I had a lot of people who passed in 2025. I had a friend who passed of sickle cell. My brother-in-law's goddaughter passed of sickle cell. My brother's goddaughter passed of SIDS. So people were dying, like little kids, like people 20, he was 23, she was 12, and she was not even like 1 year yet, and that was in the month of April of last year. Just all of us. So that was a lot too. And then other people, I had a friend who passed, who committed suicide back in September of last year, jumped off a building off his shelter. And I had another friend who passed who was on dialysis in December, who refused to go to dialysis. And they were all between the ages of less than 1 to 30. Yeah. Like just that small, and that's my age group. I'm not even 30. So just having all of that also gave me anxiety, but I was able to finish with remote. And so also when I was graduating, I had all my credits. But because of the fact that I was so hospitalized in 2024, I was failing a lot of classes. So that factors into your grade. And to graduate officially, you have to be a 3.0. And I was like, okay, all the classes that I took that I needed, I retook them. I passed them with an A or A+ or a B. But all those other classes were still F, the same class. I would have an F one semester and then the A in the next semester for the class, but the F still factored into my GPA. And I was at a 2.8. So I reached out to my counselor and I was like, I can't graduate. And what am I supposed to do? I can't take any more classes. And she goes, let's write a appeal. Let's see. And I wrote an appeal and I prayed on it, and they removed all my Fs and all my Ws, and I graduated with a 3.9. Literally. So
no, we have to toast on that. We have to toast on that. With all those medical conditions, mental health issues, and you pull that?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm assuming that everybody who's watching, you just made everyone watching proud. I am proud.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
School is not an easy thing, even on a regular, with no sickness going on.
Yeah.
And you did it?
Yeah.
Hats off.
Thank you.
Okay, so what about work?